When we think about players in the NFL that are underrated, we think of guys like James Robinson, someone who is an undrafted rookie and proved that there were a ton of mistakes picked before him, and the Jaguars got away with a huge steal in the draft with a highly productive running back. But I want to take a different twist on things. I want to talk about people who were once seen as the elite of the elite, and for some reason, as these NFL Top 100 rankings come out, their peers ranked them very highly at the end of the 2020 season, and they slipped significantly at the end of the 2021 season. There are some reasons why people slipped: injuries, lack of production, other players taking a step up, but some of them just were absolute head scratchers as to why they were ranked so low the following season they just had. And comment down below who you guys think are the most underrated people in the NFL. I want you guys to stay away from like Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson. I think we're talked about so much that they are properly rated now, but comment down below, but try and stay away from people like that. So first on this list we're going to cover is Harrison Smith. Just to get a starting point, the NFL Top 100 for 2019, he was number 83. In 2020, he was number 64 on the list, and for the 2021 season, he didn't even crack the top 100. I think right off the bat, I saw some disrespect for safeties this year, because I think you could make a really good argument that Jessie Bates for the Bengals is one of, if not the best safety in the league, and they had him all the way at 90. I was going to talk about Bates in this video because I don't think people really understand how good he is, but I'm going to do a full video on him later. He needs his own video. But this is what really doesn't make sense to me, because I don't think Harrison Smith digressed enough to get all the way off the list, and to be completely honest, I think he had an even better year than he did in 2020. The numbers back it up and the film backs it up. The first thing we need to talk about when it comes to Harrison Smith is how smart of a player he is. He's going to go into his 10th season this year as he turns 32, but his game has only gotten better. You can tell he spends a ton of time watching film because he just always happens to be in the right place at the right time. Coaches spend countless hours putting together game plans and schemes for a game, but Harrison Smith corrects these mistakes and lines up and floats freely around the field because he has such a good sense of what the offense is planning on doing. He's a super hard-hitting safety and causes multiple pass breakups, timing up the catch with a monster hit. But what really separates guys like him and Jamal Adams from the other safeties is their ability to play at the line of scrimmage. He isn't blitzing all the time, but when he does, it seems that he always gets after the quarterback, makes them uncomfortable, or stuffs the run in the backfield. I'm not even sure if it's the designed called blitz all the time. I think he just goes out and does it. In the 2021 season, he had 5 interceptions, 2 more than he did the previous year. He is also top 6 all-time for Vikings interceptions in their franchise history. He had more tackles, more quarterback hits, and more often than not, he was just up there causing problems or creating turnovers. He accounted for 33% of all the interceptions the Vikings had last season. I want to look more into safeties, why they aren't ranked all that well on this list, and to say that he was underrated last season isn't all that true, but I don't understand why he dropped so many spots this year, because he did play all 16 games, but be on the lookout for that Jessie Bates film breakdown that's coming out in the next few weeks. The next player we're going to look at is actually Lamar Jackson. This is going to have to do less with the NFL Top 100 because in the 2020, he obviously had the insane MVP season where he was number 1, but this year he fell all the way to 24. But this is going to have to do more with what I believe the general perception of Lamar Jackson is and how I've heard fans talk about him. After his MVP season, I still don't think we fully realize how impossibly great the season was. To lead the league in passing touchdowns is not easy. To do it only throwing 6 interceptions is not easy. And then to go for the rush for over 1,200 yards, breaking Mike Vick's record the same year is not easy. It's actually impossible. Doing this in very limited talent at receiver, he has never had a true number 1 receiver, and that's just incredible. And the Ravens go from having one of the best offensive lines in the league to the middle of the pack, and Lamar Jackson still balled out even with less talent around him. He finally won a playoff game, which I think was huge for him, just to get over that hump and possibly that mental block. Even though he got hurt in that game against Buffalo, I don't think they would have won that game, which leads me, I have a video coming out tomorrow about Josh Allen, so you guys can get excited about that now because you guys are just getting all the leaks for future videos. So now that I know there's a lot of heavy opinions on Lamar Jackson, if you're still on the side that he's not a good thrower of the football and he's more of a running back, I don't even know what to tell you at this point, but I'm saying Lamar is underrated because people don't understand how fantastic he actually is. Look at the Bucs receiving corps, the Chiefs, the Titans, the Browns. Lamar is putting up gaudy passing and rushing stats without a top guy. Getting Sammy Watkins and Rashad Bateman should help out, and he's still playing with a short stack. But Lamar is one of the best throwers in the league, and I will stand by that. He is very accurate, he has a live arm, and he uses his legs to make so many throws and get out of situations to complete passes that legit only he can do. And next, I want to talk about Stephon Gilmore and Chris Godwin really fast. They did drop significantly on their rankings last year, but I have to imagine the players are accounting for games played as well. Even though they both played well over half the season, Gilmore went from 9 to 47, Chris Godwin went from 38 to 81. And don't get it twisted with Gilmore. I think people are trying to crown the best corner in the league too soon. I think it's easily between Jalen Ramsey and Stephon Gilmore, and Gilmore hopefully gets healthy soon and shows that he can still clamp everyone up. And I do want to make a full video on him when the season rolls around, which, by the way, is so close. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's like 10 days away. But if you guys are not super excited about this, I think you guys are literally on the wrong channel. I cannot wait for this season. There's going to be so much content coming out. I mean, Donda just released today. I'm just in the best mood today. NFL's coming around the corner. I hope you guys are excited as I am. Okay, well, anyways, the same goes for Chris Godwin. Brady has so many weapons to throw to, and he's not going to have a favorite target. He's going to throw to the open man, and Chris Godwin is going to have over 1,200 yards this next season because he just always finds a way to get open. And so that is the end of the list of the stars we're going to be talking about. The last person I want to talk about is someone who really came into their own last season out of nowhere. He got some more time due to people retiring and injuries, and I'm talking about Dalton Schultz, the tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. In his first 2 seasons, the tight end out of Stanford was almost a non-factor, but since he started getting more playing time, Dak got a huge security blanket in him. He is enormous. He's 6'5", 245 pounds, has great hands, is deceptively fast, and dealt with Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci most of last year. A lot of Cowboys skilled positions are going to have monster seasons because of how many yards Dak is going to throw for, but Dalton Schultz going from 1 reception in 2019 for 6 yards to 63 receptions and 615 yards. Look for those numbers to only increase as he makes his way in the league and in the regular rotation. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about my list? I'm really still confused about this whole safety thing, but I want to know what you guys, who do you think the most underrated people in the NFL are? You can go with anyone really, but if you want to go on my take, people that are seen as very elite but are seen as less elite, even though they didn't really have a slippage in play, maybe they played a few less games, but I just think that people, like especially with like Lamar Jackson or Stephon Gilmore, everyone's talking about like Jair Xavier Howard. Like I get that Stephon Gilmore is still that guy. I still think he's the best. Maybe Jalen Ramsey's the best corner in the league, but I want to know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think and the most underrated players. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. I appreciate you guys so much. We are so close to the NFL season. I honestly cannot wait. I hope you guys are excited as I am. And as always, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.